The universe doesn't respond to what you say, it responds to the energy you emit. Quantum physics now confirms what ancient sages have always known. Everything is entangled. This audiobook will show you how to use this hidden law to manifest effortlessly. The Quantum Entanglement Law. Introduction. Amid the expansive tapestry of life, a truth awaits discovery, one that is murmured through the ages, resonating in the lessons of ancient sages and now validated by quantum physics. The universe is an intricate network of interconnected energy, not a mere assembly of isolated parts, where each thought, emotion, and intention sends ripples through the fabric of reality. You have lived believing in separation, seeing yourself as distinct from the world around you. Yet this perception is merely the surface of a deeper truth. Beneath the illusion of individuality flows an ocean of unified consciousness where the boundaries between observer and observed dissolve into pure potential. The quantum entanglement law reveals that particles, once connected, remain eternally linked regardless of the distance between them. What affects one instantaneously influences the other, transcending the limits of time and space. This is not merely a scientific curiosity, it is the key to understanding your own creative power. Your thoughts are not confined within your mind. They are quantum events, sending waves through the universal field of consciousness. Every intention you hold, every emotion you feel, creates ripples that touch the furthest reaches of existence. The ancient masters understood this when they spoke of the power of prayer, meditation, and focused intention. The universe responds not to what you say or do, but to the energy you emanate into this quantum field. Your life experiences are not random occurrences, but reflections of your inner state, mirrored back through the infinite web of connection. When you truly grasp this principle, manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. You are about to embark on a journey that will transform your understanding of reality itself. The knowledge contained within these pages has been guarded by sages and sought by seekers throughout the ages. Now, as science and spirituality converge, these timeless truths emerge with renewed clarity, offering you the key to unlocking your infinite potential. Part 1. Awakening to the Quantum Web. Chapter 1. The Hidden Law of Connection. In the infinite dance of existence, a truth emerges that shatters the illusion of separation. Every particle of your being is intimately connected to the vast expanse of creation, participating in an eternal exchange of energy that shapes the very nature of reality. Long ago, in a distant mountain village, there lived a shepherd named Karim, who spent his days tending his flock. Each morning, he would wake to find his sheep scattered across the hillside, yet he noticed something remarkable. Without calling or directing them, his mere thought of gathering the flock would cause them to naturally move toward him. At first, he dismissed this as coincidence, until he began to observe how his inner state affected not just his sheep, but everything around him. On days when his heart was light, the skies would clear and his flock would thrive. When worry clouded his mind, storms would gather and his sheep would grow restless. This simple observation reveals a universal truth. The world you experience is not separate from your consciousness. It is an extension of it. The quantum field responds to your thoughts and emotions with unwavering precision, orchestrating circumstances that mirror your inner reality. Every person you encounter, every situation you face, every opportunity or challenge that presents itself is connected to you through invisible threads of energy. There was once a mystic named Zara who lived in solitude atop a sacred mountain. Those who sought her wisdom often struggled up the treacherous path, only to find her smiling as if she had been expecting them. "You believe you have chosen to come here today," she would say, "but it was your inner calling that drew you to this place. The mountain did not exist for you until you were ready to climb it." Her teachings revealed that the perceived separation between ourselves and our desires is an illusion. When you understand that you are not reaching for something outside yourself, but rather awakening to what already exists within, the path to manifestation becomes clear. Ancient practice of conscious creation. As the sun rises tomorrow, sit in quietude and hold a single, clear intention in your heart. Do not speak it aloud. Let it resonate within the quantum field of pure potential. Throughout the next day, observe with gentle awareness how the universe begins to respond. Notice the subtle signs: a relevant conversation, an unexpected opportunity, a meaningful coincidence. These are not random events, but the quantum field reflecting your conscious intention back to you. Keep a simple record of these responses, for in recognizing them, you strengthen the invisible threads that connect your inner world to the outer reality. Chapter 2. The Observer's Power. In the dance between consciousness and reality, you stand as both observer and creator. The act of witnessing is not passive. It is the force that shapes the very fabric of existence. In the ancient city of Persepolis, there lived a young scribe named Darius, who spent his days recording the flow of goods through the marketplace. Each morning, he would position himself at his wooden desk, watching merchants and customers engage in their daily trade. Over time, he noticed that the marketplace seemed to respond to his attention. When he focused on successful transactions, they multiplied before his eyes. When his mind wandered to thoughts of scarcity, the market would grow quiet and still. Your consciousness is the architect of your experience. Just as light behaves differently when observed in quantum experiments, reality shifts and transforms through the lens of your awareness. This is not metaphysical speculation, it is the fundamental nature of existence itself. What you focus upon grows, expanding to fill the space of your attention. The power of observation extends beyond mere watching. It is an active force that molds the clay of possibility into tangible form. When you truly understand this principle, you realize that every moment of attention is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. In a distant port city, there lived a merchant named Hassan who traded in rare spices. In his early years, he approached each journey with excitement, expecting to discover new opportunities. His ships returned laden with precious cargo, and his wealth grew abundantly. As time passed, he began to fear pirates and storms, constantly anticipating disaster. Soon, his fleet encountered exactly the misfortunes he feared, until his business dwindled to nothing. It was only when a wise elder helped him see the connection between his expectations and his experiences that his fortunes began to shift once again. This truth lies at the heart of conscious creation. Your experience of life is not happening to you, it is responding to you. Every expectation, every belief, every focused thought sends ripples through the quantum field, drawing to you the very experiences that match your inner vision. Ancient practice of focused creation. Select 3 areas of your life where you desire change. For the next 7 days, dedicate 5 minutes each morning to deliberately shifting your attention toward these desired outcomes. Do not strain or force, simply allow your awareness to rest gently on the reality you wish to experience. Notice how your attention naturally draws corresponding experiences into your field of awareness. What you focus on expands, not through effort, but through the natural law of consciousness itself. Chapter 3: The Illusion of Separation. From the moment of your first breath, you have been taught to see yourself as separate from the world around you. This belief runs deep, woven into the very fabric of your understanding. Yet it is nothing more than an illusion, a veil cast over the true nature of existence. Along the ancient Silk Roads there lived a merchant's son named Reza, who inherited great wealth. Despite his abundance, a gnawing emptiness drove him to search for meaning in distant lands. He traveled to sacred temples, consulted with renowned teachers, and sought wisdom in ancient texts. For 20 years he wandered, growing increasingly frustrated as each new teaching failed to fill the void within. One night, exhausted from his endless seeking, Reza sat beneath a starlit sky. As he gazed at his reflection in a still pool, a profound realization washed over him. Every teacher he had met, every lesson he had learned had simply been reflecting what already existed within his own heart. The answers he sought had always been there, waiting to be recognized. The universe does not exist apart from you. It is an extension of your consciousness, responding to your deepest beliefs and expectations. When you smile at the world, it smiles back. When you approach life with fear, it shows you what you fear most. This is not coincidence or poetic metaphor. It is the fundamental law of existence. Your relationships, circumstances, and experiences are not random events happening to you. They are reflections, precise mirrors showing you your own inner state. The person who angers you reveals where anger lives within yourself. The abundance or lack you experience reflects your beliefs about what you deserve. The love you receive matches the love you hold for yourself. Each encounter serves as a divine messenger, bringing wisdom about the contents of your heart. When you understand this profound truth, you begin to see that the world around you is a living teacher, constantly showing you exactly what you need to learn, heal, or transform. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, orchestrates these reflections not to punish or reward, but to guide you toward greater self-awareness and spiritual growth. Ancient practice of mirror recognition. For the next 7 days, approach each interaction and circumstance as a mirror. When someone treats you with kindness or hostility, ask yourself, what part of me is being reflected? When situations bring joy or challenge, examine, what belief within me has drawn this experience? Keep a simple journal of these reflections, noting the precise correlations between your inner state and outer reality. This practice will reveal the invisible thread that connects your consciousness to the world around you, dissolving forever the illusion of separation. Chapter 4: The Moment Everything Clicks. New Edition. Once you glimpse the true nature of reality, there is no returning to ignorance. Like the first ray of dawn breaking through darkness, this awareness changes everything. The quantum web becomes visible in every moment, in every interaction, in every seemingly chance encounter. In a bustling city lived a musician named Thomas, who spent 15 years pursuing his dream of becoming a renowned composer. Despite his dedication, every door seemed to close before him. Record labels rejected his work. Venues turned him away, and his savings dwindled. His talent was undeniable, yet success remained eternally out of reach. One autumn evening, as Thomas sat at his piano, a strange calm descended upon him. In that moment of stillness, he saw with perfect clarity how his own expectations had created an invisible barrier. Every rejection had reinforced his belief in struggle. Every setback had strengthened his conviction that success was meant for others. The music he composed carried these vibrations, these frequencies of doubt and unworthiness. As this realization dawned, Thomas began to play. For the first time, his music flowed without the weight of his fears. Within weeks, opportunities appeared as if by magic. A chance meeting led to a recording contract. His compositions found their way to influential artists. The very same pieces that had once been rejected were now celebrated. This transformation was not magic. It was quantum mechanics in its purest form. Thomas had shifted his position in the web of reality, and reality shifted to match his new frequency. You too have experienced this truth, though you may not have recognized it at the time. Think back to those moments when everything aligned perfectly, when a random encounter led to an extraordinary opportunity, when a wrong turn led you exactly where you needed to be, when a seemingly unfortunate event protected you from a greater setback. Ancient practice of retroactive recognition. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Journey backward through your life's significant moments, allowing your mind to drift through the corridors of memory like a gentle stream flowing upstream. Identify 3 instances where what seemed like coincidence was actually the quantum web responding to your energy. Those moments when the universe conspired in ways you couldn't comprehend at the time. Write these experiences in detail, noting the subtle signs you missed at the time, the whispers of intuition, the seemingly random encounters, the fortuitous delays or accelerations of events. What thoughts or feelings preceded these events? What beliefs were you holding, even unconsciously, that may have shaped these manifestations? This practice will attune you to the patterns that have always been present, sharpening your awareness of how the universe moves in response to your consciousness. As you document these experiences, you'll begin to recognize the invisible threads that have been weaving your reality all along, preparing you to consciously direct this power in the future. Chapter 5. The Web of Infinite Possibilities. 1,000 roads stretch before you in every moment, each leading to a different version of your future. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, holds all possibilities simultaneously, waiting for you to choose which reality you will step into. In the ancient city of Alexandria, there lived a scholar named Rashid who spent his days studying sacred texts in the Grand Library. Each morning, he would choose his path through the city's winding streets, unaware that these simple choices were creating ripples through the fabric of reality itself. Some days, taking the northern route, he would encounter merchants who shared wisdom from distant lands. Other days, choosing the southern path, he would meet fellow scholars whose insights transformed his understanding. One fateful morning, Rashid noticed something extraordinary. The manuscripts he had studied for years seemed to contain different knowledge depending on his state of mind when he read them. When he approached the texts with doubt, they revealed stories of limitation and struggle. But when he read them with hope and expectation, they unveiled secrets of infinite possibility. This truth extends beyond ancient manuscripts. It permeates every aspect of existence, from the smallest grain of sand to the vast expanse of the cosmos. The version of reality you experience is not random. It is precisely aligned with your deepest beliefs and expectations, molded by the very essence of your thoughts and convictions. When you understand this profound principle, you realize that your future is not a fixed destination, but a conscious choice, shaped moment by moment through the power of your awareness. Like a master artist before a blank canvas, you hold within your mind the ability to paint the masterpiece of your life with the colors of your choosing. Sacred practice of timeline selection. Sit in perfect stillness and close your eyes. Visualize 3 distinct versions of your future, each existing simultaneously in the quantum field. In the first timeline, see yourself exactly as you are now, having made no changes to your current path. In the second, witness yourself having achieved what you believe is possible. In the third, behold yourself living beyond what you previously thought achievable. Now focus your attention on that third timeline, the one that fills you with both excitement and slight disbelief. Feel its energy, its vibration. What version of you exists in that reality? How does this version think? What beliefs do they hold? What choices do they make? Begin to embody these qualities now, knowing that your present energy determines which timeline crystallizes into your experience. As you align with this elevated frequency, you literally step into that reality stream, allowing it to become your dominant experience. Write down 3 specific actions this future version of you would take today. These actions serve as bridges, connecting you to that chosen timeline. By taking these actions, you send a clear signal to the universe about which reality you are choosing to manifest. Chapter 6: Vibration and Resonance. In the heart of an ancient valley, there lived a sculptor named Darius who dedicated his life to creating beauty from stone. Each day he would strain and struggle, forcing his will upon the unyielding marble, yet his works remained lifeless, mere shadows of the vision he held within. The universe operates not through force, but through resonance. Like calls to like, frequency attracts its match, and your vibration, the subtle energy you emit, is the master key that unlocks specific realities. This is not metaphorical wisdom, but a fundamental law as real as gravity. When you attempt to manifest through effort alone, you create resistance. Your struggle becomes your signature frequency, attracting more situations that require struggle. This is why those who push hardest often find themselves trapped in cycles of trying, while those who align effortlessly attract their desires. One morning, as Darius sat before another failed attempt, an old woman appeared at his workshop. She watched him silently before speaking. "You cannot force the beauty from the stone. You must become the beauty you wish to create." These words transformed his understanding. Instead of attacking the marble with his tools, he began each day by entering a state of pure creative flow. He would sit with the stone, matching his energy to the masterpiece he envisioned until he felt them vibrate as one. Only then would he lift his chisel, and the stone seemed to release its hidden forms willingly, joyfully. Your life mirrors this truth in ways both subtle and profound. The circumstances you experience are not responding to your actions, but to your frequency, that invisible yet palpable energy that radiates from your very being. When you shift your vibration through conscious awareness and alignment with higher truths, reality must reorganize itself to match your new resonance. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, cannot help but reflect back the energy you emanate. This is not a practice of doing, but of being, of allowing yourself to embody the state of consciousness that naturally attracts your deepest desires. Like the sculptor who learned to merge with the beauty he wished to create, you must become one with the reality you seek to manifest. Sacred frequency alignment. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Bring to mind a moment when you felt absolute alignment, a time when life flowed effortlessly, when you were in perfect harmony with existence. Allow yourself to fully re-enter that state, feeling it in every cell of your body. Notice how this vibration feels different from your normal state. Observe its qualities, perhaps lightness, expansion, or flow. For the next hour, maintain this elevated frequency while going about your activities. Watch how differently people respond to you. how circumstances align more smoothly, how solutions appear without effort. This is not a temporary exercise, but a demonstration of your natural state of being. The more you cultivate this alignment, the more your reality will shift to match its frequency. Chapter 7: Entanglement and Manifestation. In a bustling marketplace of old, a merchant named Khalil spent his days counting copper coins while dreaming of gold. Each morning he would gaze longingly at the wealthy traders passing by, wondering why fortune seemed to favor them while eluding him. Though he worked tirelessly, prosperity remained just beyond his grasp. You must understand that the universe operates as a vast field of possibilities, all existing simultaneously. What you perceive as not yet manifested is simply vibrating at a frequency you have not yet matched. Your desires are not distant stars to be reached. They are already quantum entangled with your being, waiting for you to recognize their presence. When you truly grasp this truth, you will understand that manifestation is not about creating something new. It is about tuning your energy to collapse the quantum field into the reality where your desire already exists. Like a radio seeking its station, you must align your frequency with what you wish to experience. One night, as Khalil sat among his meager earnings, an elderly sage approached his shop. "Why do you count what you lack?" the sage asked, "instead of feeling what is already yours?" The sage explained that wealth was not a distant treasure to be hunted, but an energy already intertwined with Khalil's path. His constant focus on absence had created a veil, obscuring the abundance that surrounded him. That evening, Khalil began to shift his awareness. Instead of yearning for wealth, he started feeling its presence in his life. He walked as though prosperity already flowed through his veins. He spoke with the certainty of one who knew abundance as his natural state. Within weeks, opportunities began emerging that had always been there, previously invisible to his doubt-clouded eyes. This truth applies to every desire held in your heart. Whether it is love, success, health, or abundance, it exists now in the quantum field, already entangled with your energy. Your task is not to reach for it, but to align with its presence. Quantum manifestation alignment. Sit in perfect stillness and bring your desire into focus. Now, instead of seeing it as something to attain, feel it as an energy already woven into your being. Let every cell of your body vibrate with the certainty of its presence. Breathe as though you are already living in this reality. Move through your day carrying this unwavering knowing, not as hope or wish, but as an accomplished fact in the quantum field. The physical manifestation must follow, for it is simply making visible what already exists in the unseen realms. As you maintain this state of alignment, notice how your perception shifts. The world around you begins to mirror your inner certainty, reflecting back the truth you hold within. Feel how your very presence emanates this fulfilled desire, how it colors every interaction and decision you make. This is not mere imagination. It is you accessing the deeper fabric of reality, where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Your role is to anchor yourself in the frequency of what you desire, allowing the universal forces to orchestrate the perfect unfolding of your manifestation in divine timing. Chapter 8: The Science of Synchronicity. In the ancient city of Samarkand, a young merchant named Rashid searched endlessly for a rare manuscript said to contain the secrets of alchemy. Each day he passed a peculiar old bookshop with a golden bird painted on its sign, yet he ignored it, convinced his treasure lay elsewhere. 3 times he encountered an elderly woman carrying books bound in blue leather, and 3 times he hurried past, too focused on his destination to notice her knowing smile. You must understand that the universe speaks in patterns, not coincidences. What appears as chance is actually the language of quantum entanglement made visible. Every repeated number, every random encounter, every unexpected alignment carries a message crafted specifically for you. These synchronicities are not mere curiosities, they are the visible threads of the quantum web responding to your energy. When you emit a certain frequency, the universe orchestrates events, encounters, and circumstances that match that vibration. It is not magic, but the natural law of resonance made manifest in your daily experience. The old woman appeared a fourth time, now sitting in a garden reading from a golden book. "The treasure you seek," she said, though Rashid had spoken nothing of his search, "has been calling to you since the beginning." She gestured toward the bookshop with the golden bird, the very one he had passed countless times. Inside, on a shelf touched by sunlight, sat the manuscript he had sought across countless miles. The signs had always been there, guiding him toward his desire. His fixation on how the discovery should appear had blinded him to the way it was actually unfolding. Your life speaks to you in this same language of synchronicity. The universe is constantly arranging itself to guide you toward your highest path. But like Rashid, you may be missing these divine arrangements by expecting them to appear in a specific form. Sacred Synchronicity Practice. For 7 days, carry a small journal with you. Record every meaningful coincidence, every repeated pattern, every unexpected alignment that catches your attention. Note the numbers that appear repeatedly, the conversations that eerily mirror your thoughts, the chance encounters that feel significant. Do not analyze these synchronicities as they occur. Simply document them with the date, time, and circumstances. At the end of the week, review your journal. You will discover an intricate web of meaning, proof that the universe is actively responding to your inner state. This practice will attune you to the subtle language of the quantum field, allowing you to recognize and follow the signs that have always been guiding your path. As you document these divine breadcrumbs, your awareness will expand, and you'll begin to perceive the intricate tapestry of meaning woven through every moment. The universe speaks in whispers and synchronicities. Once you learn to listen with your whole being, you'll discover that every coincidence carries a message meant precisely for you. Chapter 9. Parallel Realities and Shifting Timelines. In the mountains of Tibet, a master painter named Chen lived in solitude, dedicating his life to creating a single masterpiece. Each morning, he would approach his canvas and add a single brushstroke. As he painted, something extraordinary began to occur. With each stroke, the entire painting seemed to shift into a different version of itself. You are like Chen, selecting from infinite versions of your existence with every choice, every thought, every emotion. What appears as a single linear life is actually your consciousness moving through countless parallel realities, each one as real as the next. Quantum physics has unveiled this truth. Multiple versions of reality exist simultaneously. The world you experience is not fixed but fluid, responding to your dominant vibration by presenting you with the version that matches your energy. When you shift your state of being, you automatically begin experiencing a different timeline. Chen noticed that on days when he painted with joy, his masterpiece would reveal vibrant new dimensions he had never imagined. When he worked from a place of doubt, the same canvas appeared dull and lifeless. The painting wasn't changing. Chen was shifting between different versions of his creation through his internal state. This same principle governs your existence. The version of life where you have already achieved your desires exists now. The version where you are living your dreams exists now. You are not creating these realities, you are selecting them through your dominant frequency. Timeline shifting practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. allowing your awareness to settle into your body. Imagine before you infinite doorways, each one leading to a different version of your life. Feel the energy emanating from the timeline where everything you desire has already manifested. Now, focus your attention on the version of you who is already living that reality. Feel their confidence, their certainty, their peace. Allow yourself to merge with this version of you, knowing that they are not separate from you. They are you existing in this moment. Breathe in their energy, their knowing, their state of being. Feel yourself becoming this version of you, not through effort or force, but through simple recognition of what already is. Stay in this alignment for several minutes, allowing your energy to synchronize with this reality. When you open your eyes, maintain this frequency. You have not created anything new. You have simply shifted your awareness to the version of you that already exists in your desired reality. Carry this knowing with you throughout your day, remembering that you are not waiting for change. You are selecting it in each moment through your state of being. Chapter 10. Unlocking the Gateway to Infinite Potential. In the hidden valleys of the Himalayas, there lived a mystic named Zara who spent years studying the nature of reality. Each morning, she would sit before a stone wall, meditating on its solidity. One day, as she touched the wall's surface, her hand passed through it like mist. In that moment, she understood. The wall had never been solid. It was her belief in its solidity that made it so. You too stand before walls that appear impenetrable. These walls are not physical. They are the boundaries of what you believe possible. Yet, just as Zara discovered, these limitations exist only in your mind. The quantum entanglement law reveals that reality is fluid, responding to your deepest convictions. When you declare something impossible, you create an energetic barrier that prevents that possibility from manifesting in your experience. But when you release these limiting beliefs, reality becomes as malleable as clay in your hands. Think of your beliefs as frequencies. Each limitation you accept broadcasts a signal that attracts experiences matching that restriction. I can't. It's impossible. That's not realistic. These thoughts are not observations of reality, they are commands to the quantum field. As Zara continued her practice, she realized that walking through walls was not about defying physical laws. It was about seeing through the illusion of their solidity. The wall didn't change. Her perception did. And as her perception shifted, so did her reality. Your power to manifest is not limited by external conditions. The only true limitation is your acceptance of limitation itself. The universe does not recognize impossible. It only recognizes the frequency you emit through your beliefs. Belief reprogramming practice. Take a blank piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. On the left side, write down every limiting belief that holds you back. These are your walls, the boundaries you've accepted as real. Now, on the right side, write the higher truth that dissolves each limitation. For example, I never have enough money becomes abundance flows to me effortlessly. I'm not talented enough becomes I am infinitely capable. It's too late for me becomes divine timing is always perfect. Close your eyes and feel the energy of each new belief. Let it resonate through your being until it feels more real than the limitation it replaces. These are not affirmations. They are frequencies you're choosing to emit. Remember, the quantum field does not distinguish between possible and impossible. It simply matches whatever you accept as true. This infinite ocean of potential responds only to your deepest convictions, caring nothing for society's limitations or what others deem realistic. Like a perfect mirror, it reflects back precisely what you hold as truth in your consciousness. whether that truth serves or limits you. The universe asks not whether your beliefs are rational. It simply manifests their essence into form with unwavering precision. Part 2. Mastering the Art of Quantum Creation. Chapter 11. The Code of Thought. In a distant monastery, a scribe named Kamal spent his days recording ancient texts. Each morning, he would carefully transcribe the sacred manuscripts, his quill dancing across pristine parchment. One day, he noticed something extraordinary. The stories he wrote began appearing in the world around him. When he wrote of rain, clouds gathered. When he described prosperity, merchants arrived bearing gifts. Through his writings, he had unknowingly tapped into the creative power of thought. Your mind operates in much the same way. Every thought you hold is like Kamal's quill, inscribing instructions into the fabric of reality. These are not mere mental exercises. They are energetic blueprints that the universe faithfully brings into form. The quantum field does not judge your thoughts or question their wisdom. Like a master builder, it simply follows the blueprints you provide through your consistent mental patterns. When you think, "I am not enough," the universe constructs experiences that confirm this belief. When you hold thoughts of abundance, reality rearranges itself to match this frequency. Your thoughts carry specific vibrations, each resonating at different frequencies. Thoughts of lack vibrate at a lower frequency, attracting more experiences of scarcity. Thoughts of abundance vibrate higher, drawing forth experiences of prosperity. This is not philosophy. It is quantum mechanics in action. As Kamal discovered, the power lies not in the occasional thought, but in the patterns you maintain. A single thought of lack is like a drop of ink in the ocean. It dissipates quickly. But repeated thoughts are like a steady stream, eventually coloring your entire reality. Thought purification practice. Sit in silence for 20 minutes. Observe your thoughts as they arise without judgment. Notice how each thought feels. Does it expand or contract your energy? Does it lift you higher or pull you lower? When you identify a limiting thought, do not resist it. Instead, recognize it as a signal from the quantum field, showing you what you've been programming into your reality. For each limiting thought, craft its higher alternative. Transform "I can't afford this" into "money flows to me easily." "This always happens to me" into "I choose my experiences." "I'm not ready" into "I am divinely guided and supported." Feel the energetic shift as you replace each lower thought with its higher counterpart. You are not merely changing words, you are reprogramming the quantum field, altering the very fabric of your reality with each conscious choice. Your mind is the control panel of reality. Every thought is a command, every belief a program running in the background of your existence. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you consistently think and believe to be true. Like a master programmer writing code for the cosmic computer, you are constantly sending instructions into the infinite field of possibility. When you upgrade your mental software, replacing doubt with faith, fear with love, and scarcity with abundance, you initiate a profound transformation in the material world around you. Chapter 12. Feeling is the key to quantum activation. In the mountains of an ancient kingdom, a wanderer named Rashid traveled from village to village. Unknown to him, the world transformed with his changing moods. When his heart soared with joy, flowers bloomed in his footsteps and birds sang in harmony. When melancholy clouded his spirit, the skies grew heavy and the paths became treacherous. Your emotions shape reality in the same way. While thoughts provide the blueprint, emotions supply the energy that brings those blueprints to life. Think of your feelings as the electricity that powers the manifestation process. Without emotional charge, even the most perfectly crafted thoughts remain dormant. The quantum field responds not to what you think about, but to what you feel deeply. When you emanate genuine joy about a future event, you are not merely imagining it. You are tuning into its frequency, drawing it into your present moment. This is why forced positive thinking often fails to create lasting change. The universe responds to authentic feeling, not mechanical repetition of words. Your emotional state is your energetic signature in the universe. Like a radio dial, it determines which frequency you broadcast, and therefore which reality you tune into. When you maintain an emotion consistently, you begin resonating with parallel timelines that match that feeling. This is not metaphysical theory. It is the mechanics of quantum reality selection. The secret lies in understanding that emotions are not reactions to your reality. They are the architects of it. Most people wait to feel abundant until abundance arrives, to feel loved until love appears, to feel successful until success manifests. This reverses the creative process. The emotion must come first. Reality follows. Quantum emotion activation. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind something you wish to manifest, but instead of visualizing it, immerse yourself in how it feels to already have it. If it's abundance you seek, feel the deep security of financial freedom. If it's love, feel the warmth of being completely cherished. If it's success, feel the quiet confidence of achievement. Don't simply imagine these feelings, become them. Let them fill every cell of your body until you can no longer tell where the feeling ends and you begin. Stay in this state for at least 5 minutes, allowing the emotion to build and intensify. This is not pretending or fooling yourself. You are literally tuning your energetic frequency to match the reality you wish to experience. As you maintain this emotional frequency, you begin resonating with the version of reality where your desire already exists. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are being. Your emotional state is your declaration of identity to the quantum field. Feel as though your desire is already yours, and watch as reality reshapes itself to match your inner state. Chapter 13. Collapsing the Wave. In the ancient kingdom of Shai, a warrior named Akira stood at a crossroads where two paths diverged into the mist. For days he lingered, weighing each option, analyzing potential outcomes. Yet with each moment of indecision, both paths grew increasingly unclear until they began to fade entirely from view. The universe operates in precisely this way. Until you make an absolute decision, all possibilities remain in a state of quantum suspension. Your reality stays fluid, uncommitted, waiting for your command. This is why those who hesitate often find themselves trapped in cycles of uncertainty. Their unwillingness to choose keeps all options theoretically available, but none become real. Decision is the mechanism that collapses quantum possibilities into tangible reality. When you truly decide, not merely wish or hope, but decide with unwavering certainty, you send a clear signal through the quantum field. This signal eliminates competing possibilities and channels all universal energy toward your chosen outcome. You must understand, a decision is not a preference or a desire. It is an absolute knowing, a point of no return where all other options cease to exist in your mind. This is the level of commitment that shapes reality. When you decide with this depth of certainty, the universe has no choice but to align with your choice. This is why those who achieve remarkable things often speak of moments when they burned their ships eliminating all possibility of retreat. They understood intuitively that keeping backup plans dilutes the power of decision. The quantum field responds to certainty, not to hesitation. Reality-shifting decision point. Sit in absolute stillness. Bring to mind the outcome you wish to manifest. Now, instead of hoping for it or working toward it, make an irrevocable decision that this will be your reality. Feel the weight of this choice. Let it settle into your bones. Mentally close every other door. Release all backup plans, all alternative options. Feel the power that comes from absolute commitment. This is not a mental exercise. It is a quantum command, a point of no return. Stay in this space until you feel the shift, the moment when your decision moves from thought to knowing. This is the point where probability collapses into certainty, where possibility transforms into reality. Your decision must be maintained with unwavering focus, becoming the foundation upon which your new reality is built. Each time doubt arises, return to this moment of absolute choice, allowing its power to dissolve any uncertainty that clouds your vision. Remember, the universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you have decided is already yours. Like a master sculptor who sees the finished masterpiece within the raw stone, you must hold your vision with such clarity that its manifestation becomes inevitable. This is the ancient truth that has guided seekers through the ages. The power lies not in hoping, but in knowing with unshakable certainty. Chapter 14. The Quantum Vacuum. In the heart of an ancient temple, a monk named Zhen sat with empty hands. For years he had sought to understand the mysteries of creation, believing that abundance required resources, effort, and struggle. Yet as he gazed at his empty palms one morning, a profound truth awakened within him. You too sit now with what appears to be nothing, yet this emptiness holds infinite potential. The quantum field that surrounds you contains every possibility, every dream, every desire you've ever held. This field does not require raw materials, it requires only your alignment. When you attempt to manifest through effort and force, you actually create resistance to what naturally wishes to flow toward you. The universe does not need your struggle, it needs your allowance. This is why those who strive the hardest often manifest the least, while those who learn to align with the natural flow of creation seem to manifest effortlessly. Think of the air around you, invisible yet ever present. Your desires exist in precisely this way, already complete in the unseen realm. Your task is not to build them from scratch, but to allow them to take form through your alignment with their existence. This is the art of creating from 0 point, the space where all possibilities exist simultaneously. From this void, all things emerge. When you enter this space of pure potential, you release the need to manipulate external circumstances. You simply align with the frequency of what you desire, knowing it already exists. The monk Zhen discovered that his empty hands were not a sign of lack, they were vessels of infinite potential. As he released his attachment to physical effort, abundance began flowing through him naturally, proving that creation requires no external source. 0 point creation method. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Let your breath become gentle and natural. Feel yourself entering the void, the space where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Release all effort, all striving, all need to make things happen. In this stillness, hold the essence of your desire, not as something to achieve, but as something that already exists. Feel how it exists as pure potential in the quantum field around you. Instead of reaching for it, allow it to emerge through you. Release any tension about how or when it will manifest. Simply rest in the knowing that it already exists, and your alignment is drawing it into form. Remain in this space of pure allowing for as long as it feels natural. This is not meditation. It is quantum creation through absolute allowance. The less you force, the more powerfully it flows. Before we get into the next chapter, you can download a free ebook version of this audiobook using the link in the pinned comment below this video. Chapter 15. The Role of Imagination in Reality Shifting. In a sun-drenched studio high in the mountains, a young artist named Raphael stood before an empty canvas. While others saw blankness, his eyes beheld a masterpiece already complete. Every stroke, every shade, every subtle interplay of light and shadow existed vividly in his mind's eye. As his brush touched the canvas, he merely traced what was already there, bringing the invisible into visible form. You too possess this power of pre-creation. What many call imagination is actually the ability to step into realities that exist in potential form. When you engage in true visualization, you are not fabricating fantasy. You are experiencing what already exists in the quantum field. The universe responds not to what you wish for, but to what you vibrate as real. When you imagine with full sensory engagement, you create a quantum blueprint that the universe must fulfill. This is not mere positive thinking, it is the active engagement with parallel realities that already exist. Think of your desired reality as a frequency playing on a radio station you haven't yet tuned to. Through vivid imagination, you adjust your internal dial to receive that station. The more real you make it in your mind, the stronger the signal becomes. Just as Raphael saw his paintings complete before lifting his brush, you must see, feel, hear, taste, and touch your desires as if they are present now. This sends ripples through the quantum field, collapsing possibility into certainty, multi-sensory reality creation. Close your eyes and enter your desired reality. See the details with crystal clarity. Notice the colors, the shapes, the play of light and shadow. Let these images become as real as your current surroundings. Now add sound, hear the voices, the music, the ambient noise of this reality. Let these sounds surround you completely. Feel the textures, temperatures, and sensations. Whether it's the weight of success, the warmth of love, or the texture of abundance, make it physically real. Breathe in the sense of this reality. Let them trigger memories that haven't happened yet. Taste the sweetness of achievement, the flavor of fulfillment. Let every sense confirm that this reality is not coming. It is here. Remain in this complete sensory immersion until it feels more real than your current circumstances. Let each breath draw you deeper into this reality, anchoring you in its truth. You are not pretending. You are pre-experiencing what is already yours, claiming what the universe has already set aside for you. This is not imagination, but recognition, not fantasy, but prophecy. In this sacred space of complete knowing, you commune with the divine blueprint of your destined path. Chapter 16. Energetic Signatures. A young musician named Arya lived in a village nestled between ancient mountains. Each morning, she would climb to the highest peak, carrying her wooden flute. For years, she played melodies hoping to unlock the mysteries whispered about in legends, of doorways that appeared when the perfect note was struck. Yet nothing changed, until one day she realized it was not about finding the right note, but becoming it. You too stand before such doorways, separated only by frequency. The reality you seek exists now, vibrating at a specific resonance. Like a radio signal, it broadcasts continuously, waiting for you to match its wavelength. The universe operates through resonance, not request. When you ask for abundance while vibrating at the frequency of lack, your signal remains misaligned with your desire. When you plead for love while emanating fear, you create dissonance rather than harmony. Each version of reality, each timeline, each possibility exists at its own unique frequency. Success vibrates differently than struggle. Abundance resonates at a different pitch than scarcity. Love emanates a different wavelength than loneliness. Just as Arya learned to become the note she played, you must become the frequency you wish to experience. If you seek abundance, you must vibrate at the frequency of abundance, not by pretending, but by truly embodying that energy state. If you desire love, you must resonate with the frequency of love, not by wanting it, but by becoming it. Frequency alignment practice. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to settle into your body. Feel your current vibrational state. Notice its texture, its rhythm, its quality. Now bring to mind someone who embodies what you desire, not their external circumstances, but their energy, how they move through the world, how they carry themselves, how they respond to life. Begin to breathe as they would breathe. Move as they would move. Think as they would think. Let your entire being shift into alignment with this frequency. Feel yourself becoming this resonance, not imitating but transforming, allowing your energy field to naturally attune to this higher vibration. Stay here until you feel the shift complete, until you no longer remember how to vibrate at your old frequency. Let this new resonance become so natural, so intrinsic to your being, that your former state feels like a distant memory, a story that belonged to someone else. You have not changed your circumstances. You have changed your broadcast signal. The universe must now respond accordingly, for this is the ancient law that governs all creation. Like attracts like, and your new vibration will call forth its matching reality with perfect precision. Chapter 17. The Unbreakable Laws of Quantum Trust. In the ancient markets of a distant land, a merchant named Hassan tended his garden each morning before opening his shop. Each day he would plant the finest seeds, carefully covering them with rich soil, but as shadows lengthened across his garden, doubt would creep into his heart. Unable to resist, he would unearth the seeds, examining them for signs of growth, then replant them with trembling hands. Year after year, his garden remained barren while others flourished around him. You too plant seeds in the quantum field with every intention you set. Each thought, each desire, each clear vision of what you wish to manifest, these are seeds planted in fertile soil. But like Hassan, you may find yourself uprooting these possibilities before they have time to take root. Trust is not merely a virtue, it is a force that shapes reality. When you plant an intention in absolute certainty, you create an unbreakable quantum bond between present and future. This bond strengthens with each moment you maintain unwavering faith, drawing your desire closer to manifestation. Doubt, however, acts as a disruptive frequency. Each time you question whether your desire will manifest, you weaken the entanglement between possibility and reality. Your wavering creates interference patterns in the quantum field, keeping your manifestation in a state of perpetual uncertainty. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you trust is already yours. When you set an intention and stand firm in absolute knowing, not hoping, not wishing, but knowing, you establish a clear channel through which manifestation can flow. Quantum trust practice. Choose one specific desire and write it down with absolute clarity. Now, make an unbreakable covenant with yourself. For the next 7 days, you will maintain complete trust in its manifestation. Not a single doubt will be entertained. Each time a doubt attempts to surface, immediately replace it with the phrase, "This is already mine. I trust in its perfect unfolding." Treat your intention as you would treat the sun rising, with complete certainty that it will appear. You do not wake each morning wondering if the sun will rise. You do not check the sky repeatedly to ensure it's still there. You simply know. This is the level of trust required for rapid manifestation. Let your desire rest in the soil of certainty, undisturbed by doubt, watered only with unwavering faith. What you plant in trust must grow. This is the law of quantum creation. Chapter 18. Releasing the need to control. Along the ancient shores of a distant sea, a sailor named Adnan battled against fierce winds day after day. He would strain at the helm, muscles taut with effort, fighting to bend nature to his will. Yet the more he struggled, the more the winds seemed to resist, pushing him further from his destination. You too may find yourself locked in constant struggle, attempting to force reality into the shape you desire. This resistance creates tension in the quantum field, disrupting the natural flow of manifestation. True power does not come from controlling every aspect of creation. It emerges from aligning with the universal flow. When you release your grip on how things should unfold, you allow the infinite intelligence of the quantum field to orchestrate circumstances far beyond your limited perspective. The moment Adnan surrendered to the wind's guidance, his vessel began to move with unprecedented speed and grace. By releasing control, he discovered currents he never knew existed, carrying him effortlessly to shores more magnificent than those he had originally sought. This is the paradox of quantum creation. The less you try to control, the more power you have. When you cease forcing outcomes and instead trust in the perfect unfolding of events, you activate forces beyond your comprehension. Think of the quantum field as an infinite ocean of possibility. Your role is not to direct every wave, but to set your intention and then release it into the capable hands of universal intelligence. This surrender allows the field to reorganize reality in ways your limited mind could never conceive. Quantum surrender practice. Select something you have been trying to control. Close your eyes and visualize yourself holding it tightly. Now, with each breath, loosen your grip until you can feel the tension leaving your body. Speak these words. I release my need to control this outcome. I trust in the perfect unfolding of all things. Feel the lightness that comes with surrender. Notice how releasing control creates space for unexpected miracles to enter. Your only task is to maintain clear intention while allowing the quantum field to determine the path of least resistance. Let go of the how, when, and where. Your role is to hold the vision of what you desire while remaining open to infinite possibilities for its manifestation. Trust that what unfolds will be far greater than what your limited mind could have planned, for the universe operates through channels of wisdom that your limited mind could never conceive. Quantum surrender practice. Select something you have been trying to control. Close your eyes and visualize yourself holding it tightly. Now, with each breath, loosen your grip until you can feel the tension leaving your body. Speak these words. I release my need to control this outcome. I trust in the perfect unfolding of all things. Feel the lightness that comes with surrender. Notice how releasing control creates space for unexpected miracles to enter. Your only task is to maintain clear intention while allowing the quantum field to determine the path of least resistance. Chapter 19. Collapsing old timelines. In a village among ancient hills, there lived a blacksmith named Reza. Each morning he would enter his workshop, surrounded by the tools and techniques passed down through generations of his family. The soot-stained walls held memories of failures, of metals that wouldn't bend to his will, of expectations he could never meet. You too carry the weight of your past, moments of perceived failure, old stories that replay in your mind, identities that no longer serve you. These memories are not mere reflections. They are active forces shaping your current reality through quantum entanglement. The truth lies beyond the illusion of linear time. Each moment presents an opportunity to step into a new version of yourself, unburdened by what came before. Your past exists only as long as you continue to energetically engage with it. One day, as Reza stood before his forge, he noticed how the metal transformed completely under the heat, its previous form becoming irrelevant to what it could become. In that moment, he understood. Just as metal could be reshaped, his identity was not fixed by his history. When you release your attachment to who you were, you free up the energy to become who you truly are. The quantum field holds infinite versions of you, versions unbound by past experiences, untethered from old limitations. Your previous experiences exist as memories, but they need not exist as anchors. Just as Reza discovered that his family's traditional methods were not the only path to mastery, you too can release the patterns that keep you bound to an outdated version of yourself. Timeline clearing practice. Sit in stillness and envision your past as a river flowing behind you. Watch as each memory, each old story about yourself, floats by. Do not resist them, simply observe. Now speak these words. I honor what was, but I choose who I am becoming. I release all energetic ties to versions of myself that no longer serve my highest good. Feel the lightness as old identities dissolve, like morning mist giving way to golden dawn. Notice the space that opens up when you no longer carry the weight of who you used to be, a profound liberation of spirit and mind. In this space of pure potential, infinite new possibilities emerge, waiting to be shaped by your awakened consciousness. Like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, you stand ready to spread your wings into the vastness of who you are becoming. Chapter 20. Sacred Stillness. In the heart of a sacred grove, a mystic named Theos spent his days seeking the source of creation. While others sought power through action and words, he discovered something far more potent, the power of absolute stillness. You have been taught that creation requires constant doing, endless planning, and ceaseless activity. Yet the deepest truths of the universe reveal themselves only in silence. When the mind grows still, you touch the infinite field of pure potential. Think of a calm lake at dawn. When the surface is disturbed, it shows only broken reflections, but in perfect stillness, it mirrors reality with crystal clarity. Your mind operates in the same way. In the spaces between thoughts, you access the quantum field where all possibilities exist. Theos discovered this truth one morning when, exhausted from his spiritual practices, he simply stopped. In that moment of surrender, when his mind fell silent, he witnessed reality reshape itself around him. The trees seemed to bend toward his presence, and the very air sparkled with possibility. He realized that his previous efforts had only created ripples in the quantum field. It was in stillness that he could truly direct its flow. The universe does not need your constant intervention to manifest your desires. In fact, your endless mental chatter often disrupts the natural process of creation. True power lies in learning to enter the void, the space where thought ceases and pure awareness begins. When you enter this state of quantum silence, you bypass the limitations of the conscious mind. Here, in this vast stillness, you can access the blueprint of reality itself. Like Theos, you will discover that your greatest manifestations emerge not from doing, but from being. Quantum silence practice. Find a space where you will remain undisturbed. Close your eyes and allow your breath to naturally slow. Notice the gaps between your thoughts. These are doorways to the quantum field. As thoughts arise, neither resist nor engage with them. Simply watch them pass like clouds in an endless sky. Gradually, you will sense a deepening stillness, as if you are sinking into an infinite ocean of possibility. Rest in this space. Feel how creation requires no effort here. It flows naturally from your state of being. In this silence, you are both the creator and the witness of creation itself. Let your desired reality emerge from this stillness, not as a thought or visualization, but as a knowing that transcends mental activity. Stay here until you feel reality beginning to shift around you, responding to your silent presence. Part 3. Transcending limitations and becoming a quantum master. Chapter 21. Stepping into your quantum self. In a distant kingdom there lived a warrior named Kairos, who spent years honing his skills for an epic battle he believed lay ahead. Each day he trained harder, gathered more weapons, and fortified his defenses. Yet with each preparation, the battle seemed to grow more daunting in his mind. You, like Kairos, may believe that your transformation requires endless preparation for some future moment. This is the illusion that keeps you bound to your current reality. The truth is far more immediate. You already exist in infinite versions, each one experiencing a different expression of your potential. These versions are not distant possibilities but present realities, existing simultaneously in the quantum field. The version of you who has already achieved your deepest desires is not a future self to be created but a current self to be chosen. Kairos discovered this truth when an old sage showed him a pool of still water. "Look closely," the sage instructed. In the reflection, Kairos saw not one but many versions of himself. Some were warriors, others were teachers, some were kings, others were humble servants. "Which one is real?" asked the sage. Kairos realized then that they all were. The battle Kairos had been preparing for was not with an external enemy, but with his own limiting identity. The moment he chose to embody the version of himself who had already achieved victory, his entire reality shifted to match this new identity. This is the hidden key to manifestation. You need not force external change. Instead, simply step into the identity of the version of you who already experiences your desired reality. When you make this shift, the quantum field naturally reorganizes to reflect your new chosen identity. Quantum Identity Shift Practice. Close your eyes and center yourself in stillness. Allow yourself to sense the many versions of you that exist in this moment. Feel their presence, like reflections in an infinite mirror. Now, bring your attention to the version of you who already embodies everything you desire to become. Notice how this version thinks, moves, and responds to life. Begin to breathe as this version of you breathes, allowing their natural rhythm to become your own. Feel what they feel, their deep sense of peace, their unwavering confidence, their absolute alignment with their desires. See through their eyes, perceiving the world as they do, where everything flows with divine perfection. Let their certainty, their knowing, Their state of being flow through you like a gentle river of light, washing away all doubt and resistance. You are not pretending or forcing this experience. You are recognizing and remembering a self that already exists in the infinite field of possibility. Stay with this embodiment until you feel a subtle shift, an unmistakable knowing that you have aligned with this reality. Let this awareness settle into your bones, into every cell of your being, until it becomes as natural as drawing breath. Chapter 22. The Power of Non-Attachment. In a coastal village there lived a fisherman named Rami, who spent every dawn casting his nets into the sea. Each day he would grip his nets tightly, his muscles tense with desperation, watching the waters with anxious eyes. The harder he tried, the fewer fish he caught, until his family's bowls sat empty night after night. You, like Rami, may believe that manifesting your desires requires intense focus and gripping tightly to your goals. Yet this very attachment creates an energetic barrier that prevents your desires from flowing naturally into your experience. When you need something desperately, you broadcast a frequency of lack into the quantum field. This frequency tells the universe, "I don't have this," and the universe, being a perfect mirror, reflects back more experiences of not having. The secret lies in a profound paradox. To receive what you want, you must release your attachment to receiving it. One morning, exhausted from his struggle, Rami fell asleep in his boat. As his grip on the nets loosened, they drifted freely in the current. Upon awakening, he found his nets overflowing with fish. In that moment, he understood. The ocean had always been abundant. It was his desperate grasp that had created resistance. The universe operates through perfect law. When you release your attachment while maintaining unwavering faith, you remove the energetic interference that blocks manifestation. This is not about giving up or becoming passive. It is about trusting in the unseen forces that orchestrate all things. Letting go ritual. Sit in stillness and bring to mind something you deeply desire. Feel its essence, but notice any tension, anxiety, or desperate need surrounding it. Now imagine this desire as a dove resting in your open palms. Feel its gentle weight, its living presence. With each breath, loosen your grip slightly, allowing the dove to rest freely, knowing it chooses to stay. Notice how this feels. The perfect balance of holding an intention while releasing attachment to how and when it manifests. Let your breath become soft and steady as you repeat silently, "I release all tension around this desire. I trust in perfect timing. I know with certainty that what is meant for me cannot miss me." Stay in this space of peaceful expectation, where trust replaces need and certainty replaces desperation. Your desire is already yours. You are simply allowing it to manifest in its own divine timing. Chapter 23. Living in the Field of Miracles. In the heart of an ancient desert, a young woman named Noura journeyed between distant cities, carrying messages for merchants. One evening, caught in a sudden sandstorm with no shelter in sight, she witnessed something extraordinary, a doorway of light appearing in the swirling sands, leading her to safety. You too live in a world where such mysteries unfold constantly, though your conditioned mind may dismiss them as coincidence or imagination. What you call miracles are simply moments when you glimpse the true nature of reality, infinitely malleable, responding to consciousness itself. The quantum field does not distinguish between possible and impossible. These categories exist only in human thought, born from limited perception and societal programming. When you align your beliefs, emotions, and actions with what you desire, the universe must respond, not through supernatural intervention, but through the natural laws that govern all creation. As Nura continued her travels, she began noticing more inexplicable events. Water appearing in barren lands, strangers offering exactly what she needed before she asked, paths opening where none existed before. She realized these were not separate miracles, but glimpses of an underlying truth. Reality shapes itself to match unwavering belief. Your world is not solid, it is responsive, fluid, waiting to be shaped by your consciousness. Every thought you hold with certainty, every emotion you fully embody, creates ripples in the quantum field that manifest as what you call miracles. These are not rare occurrences, but the natural state of existence when you remove the barriers of doubt and limitation. Miracle awareness practice. For the next 7 days, carry a small journal with you. Each evening, record 3 unexpected events that served your highest good, moments of perfect timing, surprising solutions, or seemingly impossible coincidences. Write down every detail: what happened, how you felt, and what you were thinking or believing in the moments before. As you document these occurrences, you will begin to see patterns emerge. What you once dismissed as luck or coincidence will reveal itself as the precise working of universal law. You will discover that miracles are not random acts of grace, but the natural result of aligning with the quantum field. Each entry should begin with the phrase, "I now recognize this miracle." This simple act of acknowledgement trains your mind to expect and recognize the extraordinary, making you increasingly receptive to the infinite possibilities that surround you at all times. Chapter 24. Time is an Illusion. In the mountains of a distant land, a craftsman named Kaito spent years perfecting his inventions, always believing that mastery required endless time and patience. Each morning, he would rise before dawn, meticulously planning the day's work, convinced that creation followed a strict linear path. You too may believe that manifestation requires the passage of time, that desires must unfold gradually, following an ordained sequence of events. This is the greatest illusion that keeps you bound to slower manifestations. Time is not a river flowing in one direction. It is an ocean of infinite moments, all existing simultaneously. When you step beyond linear thinking, you discover that every possible version of your reality already exists in the quantum field. What you perceive as waiting is simply the movement of your consciousness from one state to another. Kaito's revelation came unexpectedly. One morning, while sketching a new design, he entered a state of such complete absorption that time seemed to dissolve. When he emerged, he found his invention already completed, not through the usual months of trial and error, but through an instant alignment with its finished state. He had not created something new. He had simply tuned into a reality where his creation already existed. This is the secret of instant manifestation, the ability to align so completely with your desired reality that time becomes irrelevant. The universe does not require months or years to manifest your desires. These intervals exist only because your consciousness moves gradually between states of being. Time collapse technique. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, allowing your awareness to settle into the present moment. Now identify something you wish to manifest. Instead of seeing this desire as a future event, experience it as an already existing reality. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, notice the details of this manifestation as if you are there now. This is not imagination, it is accessing a quantum reality that already exists. Remain in this state for several minutes, allowing yourself to fully inhabit this reality. Notice how your body feels, how your energy shifts, how your emotions align with having already received what you desire. The key is not to reach for this reality, but to settle into it as your current experience. When thoughts of waiting or future arise, gently return to the sensation of already having what you desire. Time is not your master. It is simply a measure of distance between different states of consciousness. As you practice this technique, you'll discover that manifestation occurs not through the passage of time, but through the complete alignment with what already exists in the quantum field. Chapter 25, The Quantum Ripple Effect. In a bustling marketplace, a young musician named Rami sat quietly with his oud, an ancient stringed instrument passed down through generations. As the crowd rushed past, he closed his eyes and played a single note, pure, clear, and true. In that moment, something extraordinary occurred. The chaotic sounds of the marketplace began to align with his note, creating an unexpected harmony. You may believe your inner state affects only your personal reality, but this understanding barely scratches the surface of your true influence. The quantum field responds not just to your individual frequency, but ripples outward, touching everything and everyone connected to you. When you shift your consciousness, whether through meditation, intention, or simple awareness, you create waves in the fabric of reality itself. These waves move through the quantum web, affecting not only your immediate circumstances, but the entire tapestry of existence. Consider how a shift in your mood can instantly change the atmosphere of a room. This is not coincidence or mere perception. It is the literal transmission of your frequency through the quantum field. Your energy becomes a tuning fork, resonating with and influencing all it touches. Rami's single note demonstrated this universal truth. As his pure tone rang out, vendors began moving in rhythm, customers' voices harmonized unconsciously, and even the wind seemed to carry his melody. He had not changed anyone directly. He had simply aligned himself with a higher frequency, allowing others to naturally attune to this new vibration. This principle extends far beyond music. Every thought you hold, every emotion you cultivate, every conscious choice you make sends ripples through the collective consciousness. When you elevate your own frequency, you create an energetic pathway for others to rise as well. Ripple awareness practice. Begin by centering yourself in a state of peaceful awareness. Choose one positive quality, perhaps joy, calm, or confidence, and fully embody this energy. As you move through your day, observe without attachment how this frequency influences your environment. Notice how people respond to your presence. Watch how situations unfold differently when you maintain this elevated state. Pay attention to the subtle ways your energy affects the flow of events around you. This is not about controlling others or manipulating circumstances. It is about understanding your role as a conscious participant in the quantum field, recognizing that your inner state creates ripples that touch countless lives in ways you may never fully see. Like a pebble dropped in still waters, your energy emanates outward in ever-expanding circles, influencing the collective consciousness in subtle yet profound ways. When you grasp this truth, you begin to move through life with greater awareness and responsibility, knowing that each thought, each feeling, each conscious choice carries within it the power to uplift not only your own vibration, but that of the entire unified field of consciousness. Chapter 26, Breaking the Cycle. In a remote village there lived a farmer named Akash who tended the same fields his father and grandfather had worked before him. Each spring, without thought or question, he would plant the same bitter herbs his ancestors had grown. Though the market no longer valued these herbs, and though the soil yearned for different nutrients, Akash continued the pattern, believing this was simply his fate. You are not bound by the cycles that seem to repeat in your life. What appears as destiny is merely a pattern of energy, maintained by your unconscious dedication to an old story. The threads that connect your present to your past exist only because you continue to weave them. The quantum field holds no memory. It responds only to the vibration you emit now. When you find yourself experiencing the same situations repeatedly, it is not because the universe is conspiring against you. It is because you remain energetically entangled with these patterns through your beliefs, expectations, and unconscious agreements. Just as Akash planted bitter herbs because he believed he had no choice, you may be replanting the seeds of old experiences, simply because you haven't realized you can choose differently. The power to break any pattern lies in this moment of awareness, when you recognize that you are not the pattern, but the one who has been maintaining it. Consider how many times you have said, "This always happens to me," or "I knew this would happen again." These statements are not observations. They are commands to the quantum field, instructions to replicate the very experiences you wish to change. One day, a wandering sage observed Akash in his fields and asked, "Why do you plant what brings you no joy?" This simple question shattered the trance of tradition. Akash realized he had been choosing his grandfather's life instead of his own. The following spring, he planted sweet flowers instead, transforming not only his fields, but his entire reality. Pattern-breaking ritual. Identify a pattern that repeats in your life. Write it down with complete honesty. Now close your eyes and feel where this pattern lives in your body. Notice the sensations, the emotions it carries. Consciously choose to release your energetic investment in this story. Declare, "I now release all agreements, conscious and unconscious, that bind me to this pattern. I choose a new path." For the next 7 days, whenever you notice the old pattern beginning to emerge, stop. Take 3 deep breaths and consciously choose a different response. You are not fighting against the old pattern. You are simply stepping onto a new timeline where it no longer exists. Chapter 27. The Sacred Art of Surrender. In ancient times, there lived a sailor named Rayon who believed he could master the sea through sheer force of will. Each morning, he would set out before dawn, fighting against the waves, struggling to bend the winds to his command. Despite his strength and determination, he often found himself exhausted, barely catching enough fish to survive. You too may find yourself locked in an endless battle with life, believing that control is the path to success. Yet the universe operates according to laws far more sophisticated than human will. When you release the need to force outcomes, you tap into a power greater than any you could exert through effort alone. The quantum field is already orchestrating countless variables in your favor. Your role is not to direct every detail, but to align with the natural flow of creation. Just as a leaf does not fight the river to reach the ocean, you need not struggle against the current of life to reach your destination. One stormy morning, as Rayon prepared to battle the waves once again, an old fisherman spoke to him. "The sea is not your enemy to conquer, but your partner in creation." These words struck Rayon's heart with truth. That day, instead of fighting the water, he observed its patterns. Instead of forcing his way through the waves, he felt their rhythm. To his amazement, he discovered that the very currents he had been fighting were actually leading to the richest fishing grounds. This truth extends beyond the physical realm. It is the fundamental nature of reality itself. When you surrender to the intelligence of the universe, you allow quantum forces to work on your behalf. This is not passive resignation, but active alignment with the forces that govern all creation. Surrender meditation. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath. Feel the weight of control you've been carrying, the need to orchestrate every outcome, to know every step ahead. Now, consciously release this burden. With each exhale, let go of the illusion that you must manage every detail of your life. Visualize yourself as a leaf on a river. Feel how effortlessly you move when you stop resisting the current. Allow yourself to be carried by the intelligence that orchestrates galaxies. Trust that the same force that keeps planets in orbit is guiding your life with equal precision. Stay in this state of surrender for at least 10 minutes, repeatedly releasing any tension or need to control that arises. Remember, true power lies not in forcing reality to bend to your will, but in aligning with the natural flow of the universe. Chapter 28. Infinite Expansion. In the heart of an ancient desert there lived a man named Khalil, who dreamed of finding the edge of the world. Each morning he would rise before dawn, pack his belongings, and journey toward the horizon, certain that one day he would reach the boundary of existence. You, like Khalil, may believe there are limits to what you can achieve, invisible walls that contain your potential. Yet this perception is merely an illusion, a story you have accepted as truth. The quantum field knows no boundaries. Each time you expand your vision, reality expands with you. What you perceive as limitations are simply the temporary borders of your current consciousness, waiting to be transcended. As Khalil walked for days, weeks, and months, something remarkable began to unfold. Each time he reached what appeared to be the horizon, a new one appeared before him. The desert would transform into lush valleys, the valleys into mountains, and the mountains into seas. Every end revealed itself to be merely a beginning. This eternal expansion is the true nature of your being. You are not a finite creation bound by fixed possibilities. You are an infinite expression of consciousness, constantly unfolding into greater versions of yourself. Limitless vision practice. Close your eyes and bring to mind your greatest dream, the vision that fills you with excitement. Now multiply it by 10. Feel your consciousness expanding beyond its familiar borders. Whatever limits you've placed on wealth, joy, impact, or achievement, consciously dissolve them. See yourself standing at what you thought was the horizon of your potential. Now watch as it pulls back, revealing vast new territories of possibility. Whatever you thought was your ceiling becomes your new floor. Continue this expansion until you feel your whole being vibrating with the thrill of unlimited potential. Remember, the universe is not bound by your past beliefs about what is possible. It responds to your expanded vision with expanded reality. There is no final horizon, only the next beautiful unfolding of your infinite potential. As you release the limitations of your former thinking, you open yourself to the boundless abundance that has always existed beyond the veil of doubt. The cosmic forces align with the magnitude of your dreams, matching your elevated consciousness with elevated circumstances. Each time you stretch your vision, you create space for greater manifestations to flow into your life. Chapter 29. Bending Reality with Gratitude. In the hidden scrolls of an ancient temple, there lived a wanderer named Rami, who spent his days searching for the secret to abundance. Each morning, he would venture into distant lands, seeking treasures and riches, convinced that somewhere beyond the next mountain lay the key to his fortune. You, like many before you, may believe that abundance comes from endless seeking, yet the quantum field operates on a profound truth. Gratitude is the doorway through which all manifestations flow. When you express genuine gratitude for what exists now, you align with the frequency of having. This is not mere philosophy, it is quantum mechanics in action. Your appreciation creates a resonance that attracts more experiences worthy of appreciation. Rami's journey took an unexpected turn when he found himself lost in a barren valley. With no food and little water, he began to notice small blessings, the shade of a lone tree, the coolness of the morning air, the strength in his legs that carried him forward. As he focused on these simple gifts, something extraordinary occurred. The more he appreciated, the more abundance appeared in his path. First water, then fruit, then gold coins scattered along his way. This truth remains unchanged. Gratitude is not a response to abundance. It is the catalyst that creates it. When you generate genuine appreciation, you collapse the timeline between wanting and having. Your thankfulness now becomes the bridge to greater blessings. Gratitude activation. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Begin with something small, perhaps the breath in your lungs or the beating of your heart. Feel sincere appreciation for this gift. Let this feeling expand, encompassing more and more aspects of your life. Notice how your energy shifts as gratitude fills your being. Now direct this amplified appreciation toward what you desire, feeling thankful as though it has already manifested. Experience how this raises your frequency, aligning you with the reality where your desires already exist. Stay in this elevated state for several minutes, allowing the quantum field to reorganize around your new vibrational signature. The universe responds not to your words of thanks, but to the genuine feeling of appreciation emanating from your heart. This vibration of sincere gratitude creates ripples through the quantum field, touching every particle of creation with its transformative power. This is the frequency that dissolves resistance and accelerates manifestation. For when you truly feel thankful, you align with the natural state of abundance that permeates all existence. As you master this practice, you'll discover that gratitude is not just a virtue. It is the very key to unlocking the abundance that has always been yours, waiting patiently in the eternal now for you to claim it through the power of your awakened heart. Chapter 30. Becoming the Quantum Architect of Your Life. In the ancient halls of wisdom, there lived a master named Soren who spent decades teaching others the mysteries of creation. Yet even as he guided countless students to their own awakening, he held back from fully embracing his own power. Like you, he understood the principles, but something within him hesitated to claim complete dominion over his reality. You have journeyed through the depths of quantum truth, uncovering the invisible threads that weave reality into being. Each teaching, each practice, has stripped away the illusions that once bound you. Now you stand at the threshold of complete emergence. The moment of Soren's transformation came not through new knowledge, but through acceptance of what he had always known. One morning, as he watched the sunrise, he saw how his consciousness had been painting every moment of his existence. The birds that sang, the wind that blew, the very ground beneath his feet, all were responding to his inner state. In that instant, he stepped fully into his role as creator, no longer teaching about power, but embodying it completely. This truth now stands before you. You are not learning to create. You are remembering that you have always been creating. Every circumstance, every relationship, every experience in your life has been shaped by your consciousness. The only difference is that now you do it with awareness. Creation is not something you do, it is what you are. The quantum field has always been responding to your frequency, your beliefs, your expectations. Now, with the veil lifted, you step forward as the conscious architect of your reality. Final embodiment practice. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Feel the energy of creation flowing through you, not as something external, but as your very essence. Acknowledge that you are not separate from the creative force of the universe. You are that force individualized. Speak these words with the full authority of your being. I am the conscious creator of my reality. Every thought, every feeling, every breath shapes the quantum field. I step fully into this truth, claiming my role as master of my experience. As I create, so it becomes. Let this knowing settle into every cell of your being. Feel the shift as you release the last traces of doubt and fully embody your creative power. You are no longer asking the universe for permission. You are directing it with the authority that has always been yours. The quantum field awaits your command, ready to manifest whatever reality you choose to create. This is not hope or theory. It is the fundamental nature of existence. You are the author of your reality, and every moment is a fresh page awaiting your conscious direction. If you enjoyed this audiobook, I created a free ebook version for you. You can download it using the link in the pinned comment. Conclusion. In the tapestry of existence, there comes a moment when understanding transforms into knowing. This is that moment. The veil has been lifted, and you see with clarity that was always your birthright. Like a dreamer awakening to find they control the dream, you now stand in full awareness of your creative power. Think back to when you first opened these pages. You may have approached with curiosity, perhaps skepticism, seeking answers to questions that stirred in your soul. But what has unfolded is far more significant than mere knowledge. It is an awakening to the truth of your own nature. You have witnessed how your thoughts shape the quantum field, how your emotions magnetize reality, how your beliefs determine which version of existence manifests before you. These are not theories to contemplate. They are laws as certain as gravity, as reliable as the rising sun. Look around you. Everything you see, every circumstance you experience, every relationship that surrounds you, all of it has emerged from your consciousness. The world you perceive is not happening to you, it is responding to you. This truth cannot be unlearned, cannot be unseen, cannot be denied. You now understand why some days seemed magical, when everything aligned perfectly. Those were the moments when you unknowingly matched the frequency of your desires. You see why certain patterns kept repeating. They were echoes of your sustained beliefs. You recognize why unexpected miracles appeared. They were manifestations of your momentary pure faith. The question that once burned in your mind, "Is this real?" has transformed into the declaration, "This is real." You have moved beyond seeking validation from external sources because the evidence is everywhere, woven into the fabric of your daily experience. Each breath you take is a creative force. Each thought you think is a seed planted in the quantum field. Each feeling you hold is a frequency broadcasting into the universe. This is not metaphor. It is the fundamental mechanism of reality. You stand now at the threshold of unlimited potential. The old boundaries of what you thought possible have dissolved. The limitations you once accepted as reality are revealed as nothing more than thoughts given power through belief. You are free to create anew, unrestricted by past conditioning. This is not the end of your journey. It is the true beginning. You step forward not as a student of universal law, but as its conscious wielder. The power you sought was never outside you. It was always your essential nature waiting to be recognized. What will you create with this knowing? What realities will you step into now that you understand your role as their architect? The quantum field awaits your direction, ready to manifest whatever frequency you choose to embody. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.